through studies, it's proven that contrast therapy will improve cardiovascular, your circulatory system, lymphatic system, immunity, your parasympathetic system, cognitive function, neuroplasticity, pain management, collagen production, memory, changing the body fat content, from white fat to brown fat. I mean, that's just a high level.
Welcome back to the ROCC Pod, produced for the Royal Oak, Michigan Chamber of Commerce. I am John Gay from Jag Podcast Productions.
And I'm Lisa Bibby, your realtor with Century 21 Northland.
All right, I am dying to hear the backstory of today's guest. She is Susanne Scott from Firefly Spa. First of all, Susanne, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So, Susanne, you told us offline that you were an executive assistant at Comerica Bank for over 25 years. So how in the world did you go from banking to opening Firefly Spa?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much time we have. That's quite a long story. But yeah, was with Comerica for 25 years. Several things happened in tandem with my life at that time. I was very happy working for the CIO. I had gone very high up in the corporation. I had a lot of responsibility. This was after COVID is when, we got this new CIO. During that time, we just needed to get out of Michigan because places were opening and Michigan wasn't. And so we went to San Diego. And I had a miraculous experience finding my long-lost uncle, who I hadn't seen in 28 years.
Wow.
And that my father had lost track of about 6 years prior to that. We went back to visit him the following year for his birthday. And we went to a Korean spa. And this was the first time I had done contrast therapy. We had the Thai massage with them using their feet and holding onto the railings. And then we had men and women dedicated spa rooms with hot sauna, wet sauna, jacuzzi, cold plunge. You had to be completely nude. And I had to explain that to my mom that if we go to this place, you're going to have to be nude, So that was an experience in itself. And when we left, we were all commenting just how great we felt and how our joints just felt wonderful. And we're all like, look at our skin. So when I came back to Michigan, I tried to find something like that. And it just doesn't exist, right? And it still quite doesn't exist. You don't have it all together. And so that's what we started to try to do. And that was first starting with contrast therapy because it's so good for you. The science is sound. It's something that we've been doing for thousands of years. And I think people really just need to learn about it and start doing it because it'll make their lives and their bodies and everything so much happier and healthier.
Susanne, let's zoom out for a minute before we get into the weeds of Firefly. What is contrast therapy?
Contrast therapy is simply exposing your body to hotter and colder temperatures than it would normally experience. This goes all the way back to 1000 BCE with the ancient Greeks, and they did it through hydrotherapy, different temperatures of water in succession. The father of medicine, Hippocrates, he even prescribed hot and cold baths to his patients, and that's what they do and have been doing in Finland for over 2,000 years. So they use hot sauna and cold water plunges, and that's contrast therapy.
Susanne, you talked about the history of contrast therapy. Why do you think it's seeing such a resurgence now as we sit here in 2025?
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of it is because it's now being studied and the studies are sound. We've done a lot of studies trying to figure out why is this area of the world, why do they have longevity or less, disease and things. And so we've really kind of studied now on a more holistic way instead of just, our traditional Western ask your doctor drug type way of just studying disease and how to prevent disease and how to combat the symptoms of diseases. And so we have the science and the studies that are found. We have testimonials from athletes, tech giants, billionaires, neuroscientists like Andrew Huberman, celebrities. We really now know that there's a mind-body, a mind-gut, a gut-to-immunity connection. So we're really learning how we have to treat the entire body. And a lot of these things that we are treating are just with contrast therapy is really just triggering what your body already naturally has within it.
So, Susanne, what are some of the benefits to contrast therapy?
Oh, geez. Okay, so the list is really long.
I know it's long. Let's do the Reader's Digest version.
Just like even at a high level, we can say that through studies, it's proven that contrast therapy will improve cardiovascular, your circulatory system, lymphatic system, immunity, your parasympathetic system, cognitive function, neuroplasticity, pain management, collagen production, memory, changing the body fat content, from white fat to brown fat. I mean, that's just a high level.
Yeah, from my understanding, it also kind of shocks your nervous system, right? So you're relaxing everything, and then the super cold temperatures kind of resets your entire nervous system, which then, again, everything is connected.
That's
So by resetting that, it does help your body heal from the inside out.
Yeah, and that's all due to the vagus nerve.
Nice.
The vagus nerve is like the superhighway of your body, and that's what controls your parasympathetic system, okay? It attaches to your coccylar and through several organs, your lungs, your heart, your stomach, your intestines. It controls fight or flight, okay?
It's funny you mentioned the vagus nerve. So about 10 years ago, I had LASIK, and they had me laying down on the table, and I felt like I was going to pass out. And the doctor said, that's a vasovagal response. That's your vagus nerve kicking in. And they had to like tip me up. So I got the blood flowing back to my head and my brain and everything. So I didn't pass out. So the vagus nerve it's so much, there's studies about, everything from IBS to who knows what.
Absolutely. Yeah, because the vagus nerve connects to your intestines. So basically what it's doing is when your body's under stress, it says to the brain, uh-oh, we're under stress. And the brain goes, uh-oh, we're under stress. So let's flood it with cortisol and adrenaline. What are we going to do? Are we going to fight or are we going to flight? And so then the vagus nerve goes, okay, well, we're going to flight, and then we're going to go over here and then we're going to calm down. And so then it starts telling the body, you need to calm down. All right, everybody's cool, honey bunny. And then it goes back to the brain and it says, everybody's good. And then all of those nasty hormones that get shot through your body like cortisol, which is very dangerous to your body, it ceases. You can do it through sound therapy. And and the way with cold therapy is because of your eyes here, your nerve endings in your eyes, when you put your face in cold water, it stimulates the vagus nerve instantly.
Ooh, I need to do that more.
Yeah. The difference here is in this instance of Vegas, we do talk about what happens in Vegas.
Yeah, that's right.
The one and only time you talk about what happens in Vegas.
It's not spelled the same, but it's very close.
Right.
So
nice.
The vagus nerve is really with our other business that's coming online where we do sound bathing, the vagus nerve is extremely important to people with PTSD, anxiety, depression. And cold plunges, when you are in a cold plunge, the dopamine levels start to shoot, your endorphins shoot, your neuroepinephrine. That one's out. I always stumble on that one.
Yeah.
That one goes up. And the wonderful thing is the studies show that these neurotransmitters that you're now producing naturally on your own, that effect can last up to 4 hours after a plunge. So when we come back to the doctor, we're constantly asking for this pill to fix this and this pill to fix this to improve serotonin production, to improve dopamine, to improve all these things when really cold water immersion will trigger that within your body naturally.
I love it. And contrast therapy doesn't really seem to be very common in Michigan, yet it's definitely growing. And there are a couple of locations where you can actually do this contrast therapy. What sets you apart from your competition?
What I think initially sets us apart from others in my area is that we do not require reservations to use our facility. We have a very large infrared sauna, can seat up to 10 people. Our tub room has 2 tubs, and we have a wonderful lounge that you can relax in. And we also have room and with a nice lobby, even in the building, a locker room. So there's plenty of room for people to sit and relax if they're waiting for their turn. The other thing that sets us apart is that we allow just cold plunging. A lot of places will not allow that. You will have to reserve their suite, which again, we don't require reservations. You have to reserve that suite, and they're going to charge you anywhere from, $40, $50, $60 just to do a cold plunge. And we don't want to have barriers to people to use contrast therapy. And I think third is that when you have a daily pass or even have a monthly membership with us, like your daily pass, it's good for the day. Because maybe you can't do both of them in the morning or both of them in the evening. And maybe you want to plunge in the morning and you want to do sauna in the evening. Well, your pass is good for the day. And so those 3 things in our model, I think sets us apart and makes us a superior service to those in our area.
You also offer group sessions. I want to hear about this, like private events. I'm imagining this could be a heck of a team building thing.
It really could. Not only team building, but good for teams. Every university, probably even some of the high schools now, you will see they have plunge tubs. They're doing ice baths. They're doing these things already. And so when you have 300 kids and several different sports trying to all fit into one tub, some people are just not going to be able to get that therapy in that day. So maybe you have a team of players that you're dealing maybe with some injuries, or, you're trying to improve performance and you want to bring your team in for the day. We will shut down, and your team, from an athletics aspect, has full reign of the location. But for team building as well, too, it would be very interesting to see people in the corporate world getting ready to do some strategy planning, for all of them to come do some contrast therapy, and everybody's really chilled and relaxed. And that would really make for more cohesion and better collaboration. And I think it would be very challenging as a team building event as well, too. I can just see people around the tub going, go, 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 trying to get someone to do at least a 2-minute plunge, So we like to offer that opportunity as well.
Yeah, also for weddings, because when people are getting married, like bring the whole wedding party in. Like that sounds like a phenomenal way to start off this new chapter in your life. Just go do a cold plunge in a sauna together.
That would be good. Yeah, and even maybe before the wedding, maybe you're looking to drop some pounds, because one of the wonderful things about infrared sauna is it stimulates this process called lipolysis. Lipolysis is where your body now targets triglycerides, where we hold our fat, and breaks that fat up. So then follow that with a cold plunge tub. If you get 11 minutes a week in the cold plunge tub, it converts the white fat in your body to brown fat. White fat's what lands on our face, our stomach, our bottoms. And brown fat is the fat that cushions our organs. It's a good fat. It's calorie dense. It's filled with mitochondria, filled with iron, where your white fat, it's just like straight sugar. It doesn't do anything for your metabolism.
So, Susanne, it sounds like there's also a lot of other services that you offer there. Can you give us a brief description of those?
Oh, yeah. We're very excited. Some Peace and Quiet has finally opened upstairs in the same building as Firefly. Obviously, we are the owners of both of them. There, we're offering massage, sound bathing in a private meditation room. You can do ionic foot soaks to detox. We have grounding mats when it's raining and snowing outside, and you can discharge all that electrical energy that's been built up through all of the devices that we're surrounded by right this minute. We also are going to have individuals who are going to provide Reiki services. And so individuals that come to Some Peace and Quiet get discounts afterwards to go do sauna. And that was one of the things that drove me to put this together, because, again, when we were back in San Diego, that's what we did. We had a massage, we did contrast therapy, and the combination of both, because all of it is about detoxing your body, getting that stuff out of you that's been holding up in your lymphatic system and in your lymph nodes. All of that gets pushed out of your body through massage. Then you can go into the sauna, sweat it out through a detox, and then go back and do a cold plunge and reset everything, reset your immunity, and walk out just feeling fantastic.
So, Susanne, we want to welcome you to the Royal Oak Chamber. How has your experience been as part of the group so far?
It's been great. I mean, everything that's being offered really sets a small business up for success. Like this experience right here, to be offered this opportunity to talk about both my businesses, to reach a larger audience is fantastic. All of the ability to be sponsors for events that the city is putting on is fantastic. Having access on their website to promote our business with videos and pictures, this has been fantastic. It's been really, really, really great.
So, Susanne, now it is time for our Fishbowl question of the day, where we ask you a totally random question. John, can you pull it?
All right, let's see here. Oh, I like this question. Okay. Susanne, what is your favorite type of cheese?
Oh, geez, my favorite type of cheese. Blue cheese.
On wings or on a salad? Any preference?
On anything.
All right.
I just saw a video. It's this rare blue cheese, and it's soaked in like pears and then wrapped in marinated grape leaves. I think it comes from Oregon, but I don't exactly remember. And they only make it like once per year. It sounds phenomenal.
I would totally try that.
But if you like blue cheese, yeah, try to find it.
For those of you listening, all of our eyes just got so big as Lisa was describing this.
So, Susanne, thank you so much for joining us today. If folks want to learn more about contrast therapy and Firefly Spa, what are the best ways to reach you?
Obviously, you can just stop in because we're located in Royal Oak at 14 Mile and Crooks at 2605 West 14 Mile Road. You can call us 248-307-7753. Our website is fireflyspa.net. We are also on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Those are the ways you can contact us, and we hope people come and see us really soon.
And all of her links will be in the show notes of this episode of the podcast.
Fantastic.
Well, thank you again, Susanne. My name is Lisa Bibby, and I'm a realtor with Century 21 Northland. I put the real back in realtor. We want you to love where you live. Questions about buying or selling your home? Call my cell at 248-981-3610. My website is soldbylisab.com, and you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram at Sold by Lisa B. Let's connect.
And I'm John Gay, formerly of Jag and Detroit Podcast, now rebranded as Jag Podcast Productions. I'm the podcast guy. If you have a question about a podcast, whether it's starting or improving your show, audio or video, I'm always happy to talk to you at no charge. You can find me on my website, jagpodcastproductions.com. That's JAG podcastproductions.com. Also on social at Jag Podcast Productions. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the ROCC Pod. It is produced for the Royal Oak, Michigan Chamber of Commerce. For more information about the Chamber and Chamber events, you can visit royaloakchamber.com. Thanks, everybody.